All right, Austin, thanks so much for being here. I'm so excited to do this with you because you have been one of Chris's longest athletes here at Evolve, which is really exciting. And so what initially made you want to get started with Evolve in the first place?
So I'm a professional rodeo cowboy, and I was a little underweight and stuff. And I reached out to you. I met you, and you were able to get me with Coach Chris, and he's been a blessing to me. He has helped me not only physically but mentally. He's truly. I never expected when I started with Evolve the mental capacity of how much it would help me and through my rodeo year and trials and different things like that. Uh, Coach Chris is just he's been there in my corner. He's a guy that I can dang sure count on for anything and everything. It seems like, and in the lifting and stuff, he's coached me to have outstanding form. I mean, me and him have really hit it off there. That I mean, it's a if I'm going to do something, I want to do it perfect and then some. And he's helped me so much to be able to achieve that. And the workouts that he comes up with, they challenge me a ton. His advice is always just so outstanding. Of hey, let's bump it up a little bit. Let's push this way. Let's do this or do that, and just hey, your form's slipping a little bit. Maybe go down this way, a little bit away, and make sure you master this. He's helped me prevent injuries in myself lifting. He's helped me prevent injuries rodeoing, and he's just you mashed me up outstanding with Coach Chris. I've just had a blast with him.
That's so great. That makes me so happy. Yeah, you guys are definitely a perfect fit together. And you kind of talked about this now, but would you say it's improved your performance with your rodeo?
Oh, 150%. I mean, it's I want to be able to get to 195 pounds. I'm 176 pounds right now. Last year when I started, I actually got up to this weight, and then through the summer, when I was rodeoing and gone, I lost weight. Stayed when I started with Coach Chris. I should say I weighed 162 pounds, and so we got me 15 pounds, and that was a big goal of mine when we took off. Uh, and then the summer rodeo started, so we transitioned and tried to keep things going. I was not very good on my end about keeping it because I travel so much. I didn't track very good at all with my nutrition, and truly it was good for me to learn that about myself and
Mhm.
all this. And so I lost that weight. And so now we've really been able to, since the rodeos ended in October, we've really been able to stay at it, get at it again. I feel that I'm stronger now than I've ever been.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, and just the whole rodeo aspect of learning of how to get there. And like, last year you look at it and be like, I 195 pounds. I hope I can get there. And now I look at it and I know that me and Coach Chris, by the time I go to Denver in February, I'll be 195 pounds, if not more. I mean, I can feel the leaps and bounds really taking now. And it's crazy what a process it's been, and you
Mm.
want instant results, but I appreciate the results more now. I mean, it's been hard work, and
Mhm.
I crave it. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you got to focus on the journey instead of the destination. I'm sure that you hear
Yep.
him talk about that all the time, and you
Oh yeah.
definitely, yeah, and you're definitely one who does that, which is I think why you've had so much success. Like, one of our athletes who you've had the most success. And so I love when he sends videos of you like wrestling a steer, right? Like you
Yep.
wrestle steer.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure I got the terms right.
Yep.
Crazy, absolutely insane. I watched that and I'm like, oh my God. It's
Yep.
absolutely insane. You have to be mobile, you have to be strong, you have to be quick all at the same time. And so you're definitely that, which is so cool to see. Um, Anything you kind of mentioned, on the rodeo, traveling a lot. Was that like kind of like the biggest challenge that you had during this time, or were there
But
any others?
by far. So,
Hmm.
when you're rodeoing in the summer, like this year, I went to 78 rodeos. Now they cap it that you can only count 75 rodeos in a rodeo year. I mean, they'll have 300 of them. but you try to map out your rodeos of this rodeo pays so much, this rodeo, and like a financial aspect of it. And so
Mhm.
a lot of the time in the summer from like, I mean, I left and went to California in April and was there for a month going to different rodeos and then just, just kind of kept on going throughout the year until October. And a lot of the time, especially from about June 20th till August 30th, it's you're in the vehicle for 8 hours a day. You
Yeah.
compete, and then you're in the vehicle again all night long and stuff. And that was the biggest challenge, was making sure that I got good nutrition. I had really got good at tracking when I was at home
Mm-hmm.
and had everything down pat. Then I got on the road and it was like impossible. And it just is like I hit a wall there and was like, man, I'm struggling. I don't know what to do. And Coach Chris is like, hey, man, people go through seasons in life. This
Yes.
is a season. And so, maybe this season isn't as good as your fall season or your winter
Mhm.
season, but this is where we maintain and we see where you're at. And then when we can really get back to the grindstone, in the off season, we're going to hit it hard to where next year when you leave, you are 200 pounds, you are 195 pounds, and can live that lifestyle of just adjusted to, and it's to be able to embrace that process and keep it trying to attain these goals. It's been unreal. I never did send Coach Chris runs of mine, steer wrestling runs of mine from before I was with him, but
Oh.
when I finish cattle now, when I get a hold to their nose and throw them to the ground, the amount of strength that I've had, even at 175 pounds or 171 pounds, it's been unreal. You know what I mean? Because he's got me deadlifting so much, doing squats so much that when I get in certain positions, you know, even if I was feeling that, man, I didn't eat very good this week, I can feel that I'm losing weight. I can feel that I'm not holding up my end of the bargain on this. I'm not holding up my end of the contract. And then I'd get a hold of Mysterio's nose and he would hit I'd get him to fly through the air and hit. I'd be like, well, no, we're still on track a little
Yeah.
bit. Don't be so hard on yourself type deal.
Yeah.
And so
That is awesome. I would love to see what that looked like beforehand. That would be a good like side by side. That would be really cool to
yep,
see.
yep.
Go ahead.
I've never thought about that until just now. Like,
Mhm.
he's seen the runs and he's like, oh, oh yeah, that's cool or great job. I can't believe you can do that. You know, I wish you could see him. I need to make sure now that he can see him from before to where he's like, oh wow, like I've helped this guy achieve this.
Mhm. Yeah, I would love to see that. That'd be cool. That'd be so cool. So he's right though. There are seasons of life where, you just maintain, you get through, you focus on your mindset and your habits and day-to-day things for sure. And there are other times where, you are being very diligent. So I know that, when you experience the season next year, you're going to be even in a better spot. Yes, results wise, but also mentally, and you're
Yep.
going to know that going through and you're going to be great. Um,
The mental aspect of it is insane. So at the end of the year this year, I was on the bubble to make our circuit finals. I had been gone, hadn't gone to as many circuit rodeos as I normally would. I was trying to attain being able to make the national finals rodeo or at least be in the top 50. And
mhm.
you get into some other rodeos if you're in the top 50 in the deal. And at the end of the year, I needed to make sure I made my circuit finals. And so I come home and I was on the bubble. And there's 3 rodeos left. I went to the first rodeo and it didn't go very good. And I know me in the past, I would have panicked. I would have been like, gosh, I'm running out of time. I'm running out, I can't believe I'm letting this happen to me. I put myself in this position. But I just had a calmness of me of, I've put in the work, I've put in the time, I've prepared myself how I need to be, and this will pay off. And I went to the biggest rodeo of the whole week. That was the hardest one to win at. And then I ended up winning second out of it and making the circuit finals with ease and stuff like that. And so it was kind of one of the deals of, hey, you know, it was a big mental outreach for me that, hey, I have put in the work, I have put in the time, and you can't panic in those situations. A cool mind and a full heart of what you're doing, you know, you're going to obtain what you want to obtain.
Yeah. Yeah, like motivational right here. You are so inspiring. This is so awesome to see, man. Last question I have for you is, were there any initial fears about investing in yourself financially. I know when we started, you just had came across me. And so it was we didn't quite know each other for years, right? Any kind of initial fears there?
You know, yes, there was. I mean, anything, I think when it's new, you always get nervous and stuff, and especially with the times and everything like they are now, you're like, man, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I shouldn't. And all that is just self-doubt and everything. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
That's saying, hey, I'm going to invest this and then I'm going to fail.
mhm,
I'm not going to reach what I want to. I mean, that's all that thinking.
mhm,
And once you take the step, once you go ahead and get with somebody like Coach Chris or any of your other coaches, I'm sure they're all great. That, hey, we are going to reach this. You've invested in yourself. Now, you know, take the accountability to yourself, and maybe some people don't have that to where it doesn't matter if they put this amount of money out or this or
mhm,
that. But like me, myself, I know that, you know, I have a lot of things going on throughout the year, rodeo and stuff. You don't know exactly how much this is going to cost. So if if I know that Evolve cost me this much financially, this is an investment in myself. So I need to be able to, when I go out there in the year, like this was truly to help improve my rodeoing. When I go out there in the year, the way I see this is I need to make this back. I made that back tenfold. You know what I mean? So it's kind of one of them deals of financially when I first started. Yes, that's a panicking thing. You're nervous, just with everything like that. You're like, man, I hope I'm not making a mistake. I hope I'm not making a mistake,
mhm.
like any investment.
For sure.
But hard work makes your investment pay off. And so, I mean, the best thing I can say is if you're nervous about it, if you don't know if you should do it, well, then gut check yourself and invest in yourself because you have all the power over yourself and achieve what you want to achieve.
Mhm. Mhm. Wow, that's beautifully said. And unfortunately, fear does hold a lot of people back, whether it is money or not. Even if you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't believe in yourself and you're fearful and we can't get you over that, then it doesn't matter. So,
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, it was really a deal of truly fear, of, man, I've tried this before and I haven't accomplished it. Am I going to accomplish it now? Why haven't I and everything and stuff. And all those thoughts go through your mind. But truly, when you get with somebody like Coach Chris, hey
mhm.
buddy, we're gonna reach this, we're gonna do this, and then pretty soon you're like, you damn right we're gonna do this, like let's go,
Yeah,
you know.
I love it. Oh my gosh, awesome. This has been one of my favorite interviews so far. Like it's just been so cool to see where you've been. I mean, when did you start? It was we're coming up on
It,
almost a year, right?
yeah, it has to be pretty close because I know that it was on Thanksgiving. I was sitting around and I seen this Evolve deal on Facebook, the holy mighty Facebook, and I thought, man, I'm gonna click on this and reach out to this lady, which was you, Coach Kayla,
Mhm.
and it was like count your macros or do something like that. I was like, yeah, I'll do this, And so I hit that up and was counting it, and then it just went on from there. And I thought, wow, is this even real or is this spam? What is this thing? And then, I mean, here we are now. It's
I
just been great. I mean,
know.
it's been a godsend. It's been a blessing. I mean, I feel that everything in your life happens for a reason,
Mhm.
and I truly have felt, and even more so now than then, that this was meant to be for a stage of my life for me to
Mhm.
accomplish my goals. That now was the time. That you can always want, man, I hope this year I make the finals. I hope this year I make the finals. And some people it works like that. But for me, it's going to come in seasons. And I didn't reach it this year, but I learned so much more. And I'm such a different person now that I don't know if this next year will be it. I'm damn sure going to try. And I know that Coach Chris is behind me and we're going to keep working for that. And maybe it
Mhm.
is this next year, or maybe it's the year after that. But I do know when I do make it there, it's going to be solid and I'll make it for years and years and years to come because of the foundation and the work that I put into it. And I mean, a lot of credit that goes to Evolve, to you, to Coach Chris. I mean, it's been a blessing. And I really thank you guys for all of that.
Oh my gosh, you're so awesome. I mean, honestly, like athletes like you make our job easy. So, I mean, you've absolutely crushed it. Yeah, we can give anybody all the tools in the world, but you have to use them and you have, and more so. So I'm so grateful for you, Austin. Like really glad that you clicked on that.
Heck
You got on
yeah.
the phone with this crazy lady and you're like, sure, let's do it. And I'm really grateful for you as well. So
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.